Parental discretion is advised.
Once upon a time, I want to say 2007 or 8, I was experimenting with Mini Forge, and this is a modified propane tank, as you can tell. It's a little cow wool and UV coating for reflecting infrared energy. Never got much use though. I was always very disappointed in how poorly it actually heated the metals. I was trying to do castings in aluminum at the time, and this was the design I used. You know, I thought it was pretty effective at the time. It was a design online, but back then the resources online weren't actually very good. So I was really disappointed in this. I think it was for an auxiliary blower in the back. But when I took a look at this weed burner from Harbor Freight, this propane torch, I was really surprised that it seemed to have a really good flame coming out of it, in spite of no auxiliary blower. So I was thinking I should buy an extra one and use it with my Mini Forge. So that's what I'm going to try today. Not entirely sure how. Maybe I can get this whole tip in there or something. Wow. Yeah, it looks pretty hot. Pretty much just going to see how long this takes to get red hot. Looks like that's burning so cleanly, it's kind of difficult to even see the flame. Well, it's only been a couple of minutes and I can see there's some incandescence now. So it looks like this is quite efficient. And actually, on the refractory cement that's coated, it's an infrared reflector, and I can see that's definitely incandescent. I think I might need to even adjust the angle a little bit. And I shouldn't be looking at this because it probably damages the eyes a little bit. This is just a piece of plaster and sand mixture that I had laying around. I think the instability of this flame might be maybe the propane getting low, or maybe I have to open it more. No, I think it's the propane getting low. Pretty cool. I actually couldn't see some of this detail of like the flame flying out and that sort of thing. Yeah, you can. Looks like it's kind of shooting back up there, and really couldn't see some of this detail. I do find it kind of interesting. Like when I lower this a little bit, I get much more of a yellow flame on the interior. And then when I raise the pressure, it's more blue, which of course is hotter. You can see it gets really hot. I have some sunburn on my face, and honestly I don't know if it's from the sun or if it's from being near this thing earlier. Now you can see this hardware cloth here is incandescent, it's so hot. Yeah, it looks pretty hot. Not too thrilled about that bit of flame flying back up the tube like that. or rather towards it. I think it's okay though. Obviously this could have some better angling and mounting and that sort of thing. I did this really quickly, just threw it together. Wouldn't have been able to tell any of this stuff until nighttime apparently. So you might be wondering why bother using a weed burner from Harbor Freight as a mini forge burner, and the reason is just because it just works really well. You have right here your regulation essentially. You can monitor things from here. You have excellent aeration right there. Goes right into your tank. Includes a nice rubber hose. I want to say that's probably 6 feet. So, you know, if this thing goes on sale or you have a coupon, I think it fits the bill really well. You could build one, of course, but once you start buying all these components, it adds up pretty quickly, and I don't think there's any cost savings actually. It may even cost quite a bit more at the end, and you know, maybe you could do a better job, but I was quite underwhelmed by this particular design. Maybe this pipe had to be wider or something like that. I didn't do a whole lot of research on this. At the time the internet was still much younger and there weren't as many resources for a lot of things. So that just kind of, this whole thing just got backburnered for a long time, probably 10 or 11 years. And then when I used this weed burner from Harbor Freight, this propane torch, I was just really surprised. And I've used it for other things too. I've just heated up metal to bang it into a shape and that sort of thing. But it seems to work really well for this mini forge. I haven't actually tried casting anything in it yet, but I don't see why it would cause any issue, because the thing this does really well is aerate all of that propane. You know, it seems to do a fantastic job with that one thing. So in this video I'm not going to show you how I made this propane tank. You can find lots of mini forge videos out there, and most of them I'm betting will involve just making something like this, but this seems to do a much better job, and I think this is $20 or $25. So I'm pretty happy with this. I just bought a spare one. Once in a while it just makes more sense to just buy a component and call it good. You know, I can engineer pretty much anything, but it's not really worth my time. So even buying something pre-made can be quite a time saver. This design is severely lacking a handle, by the way. So if you're going to make one of these, you basically just cut off the sides of a propane tank, and I can show you right here. It's an opening there. There's supposed to be kind of a door here. There's a fire brick right there, and this is all coated with an infrared reflector, some kind of cement for reflecting infrared. And then the cowl wool, I think that's how you pronounce that. It's sort of like fiberglass insulation, but it's made out of stone or rock or something like that. And so it's high temperature applications, and yet it's quite flexible like fiberglass. So it's similar kind of concept. So you can throw one of these together pretty cheaply, but it'd actually probably be even cheaper to not use the cow wool, but it's much easier to line the inside of the tank with. There is very little welding or anything like that involved with this. You can see it's mostly fasteners. Plenty of good videos to show you how to do that. And I'm sure some people use a dual burner design as well, but this is doing the job for me. So if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.